everybody. I hope everybody's doing really well. You know, today I am just here to talk about, the daily things about dilemmas as far as what to make, what to eat. We're always looking for something faster, something yet delicious, and affordable, As I've mentioned before, if you have been following me on my social media, me and this InstaPot are my brand new best friends. It's the easiest thing. You can leave it cooking, if it's the easiest thing on the planet aside from the crock pot. But this is done in a much shorter time. It's something that you can start before you take your kids to practice, and when you come home the meal's ready. Things like that. I understand our crazy lives, and time is always of the essence, and we never seem to have enough of it. And so I'm deciding, I just had my lunch. Now I'm going to prepare dinner. Since I'm already in the kitchen, I might as well just stay here and make this. As I'm listening to Rolls Royce in the background, I love listening to music, especially when I'm cooking and doing things. I love me some good tunes. But anywho, I know I've posted this before. I've just shown photos, but I've never actually did a video with the steps of how to do things. So I just want to show you how easy it is. And you can apply this to any type of meat that you would like to use. Granted, I've only used the InstaPot for a little bit, and I've only cooked meats in it. I've not cooked rice, being that I'm doing a ketogenic lifestyle. I don't eat rice. But I've heard you can make rice, you can make potatoes, you can make all those kinds of things. I don't cook those, so I really don't know about them, but I'm sure I can find something for you. So if you're looking for cooking ideas or tips, let me know. Drop me a message in the comments below, and I'll send you a couple tips of what you can do. My InstaPot, it's not plugged in, because with this, unless I'm mistaken, like I said, I'm self-taught with this InstaPot. I plug it in when I'm ready to use it, and then it turns on. So that's number one. Number two, Kim and I went yesterday, and she bought this pork butt. It's amazing. This was only $13. Now, $13, let's talk about $13 for a second. If you go out to a fast food place, if that's what you do, you go out to dinner, you're gonna probably spend $12 to $13 per person, including the drinks or beverages or whatever you have. Here for $13, this is gonna give me enough meat to make for the rest of the week. You can make them into tacos, taquitos, quesadillas, machatas and things like that. I may show you the machaca dish whenever I make it this week sometime, but these, you can make at least four different types of meals using one of these packages of meat. So I think I would rather prefer to spend $13 on, how many pounds of meat is this? I don't have my glasses on, but this is 6 pounds of meat, as opposed to $13 per meal times 2 at least for the rest of the week. So you're gonna spend at least $100 a week if you're gonna be eating out every single day. And that's if you're by yourself. If you take somebody else with you, just double or triple that, It gets expensive. So the way that I prepare my the beef, or the meat in this case, I'll just unwrap it from the package, and what I like to do is I don't use a whole lot of seasonings, because when you're cooking in InstaPots or in crock pots, the natural flavors of the meats come out, or whatever you're cooking. The only things I'm gonna use, believe it or not, is gonna be some mustard, pink Himalayan salt, pepper, onion powder, and I think I'm gonna use onion flakes, okay? I think I'm gonna use onion flakes because I don't have an onion, so I'm gonna use onion flakes. And then I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup of water. So I'm gonna pour a 1/4 cup of water in here, and that's it. You can probably use more if you want, but I only use a 1/4 cup. And the last thing that I'm gonna use is bone broth. There's all kinds of bone broths out there. I kind of still read my labels and pick and choose of what I want. I love our bone broth, actually. Not great just for fasting, but makes an amazing seasoning for your meats, especially if you're doing pork. I'm gonna use a salted caramel bone broth, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that in just a second. I'm gonna move this over just so that you can see what I'm doing here. I was cooking earlier, so this was a little bit warm. So all I'm gonna do, literally, you can grab a knife, be very careful, and I'm just gonna, this is all I really do. I just kind of poke holes in it, stab it a little bit, let go a little of frustration or anger. This is just so weird. But anywho, and then I'll grab my mustard, and then I'll just squirt some in here on top, and then just lather the baby. I'm Sorry. And just lather it, you know, and just rub it. Oh Lord, have mercy. This can go in all kinds of different connotations, but you know, it is what it is. And just, you know, take all these little papers. Make sure you take these backings off, these bottoms, because believe it or not, I've seen people accidentally leave it on and they're cooking it while they're doing it, you know, so just be careful. And so I just rub this down, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do for that. I'm not even gonna wash my hands at this point. I'm gonna take my broth, open that up, and I'm just gonna pour it on top here. Oh, if you can only smell this, it's absolutely amazing. And just rub it, you know, and just kind of let it go in there. I'm gonna put the remainder of it down at the bottom so that it creates a juice on the bottom of the roast when it's done, you know, and I'll kind of just mix it around a little bit. Then I'll just do this. I'll add a little bit of water to my hand just because it's granulated on there, and just rub it. And that's it, you know. Now what I'm gonna do is, let me move this out of the way. I'm gonna rinse my hand really quickly. So again, this is just easy things for you to do. Nothing time consuming. It's gonna take me all of 5 minutes to prepare this. That's it, you know. Quicker the better, the easier, because like I mentioned, time is of the essence for a lot of you, and a lot of you don't really have a lot of time. So a lot of you may have 2 jobs, you know, you got to get to, and you don't have that kind of time to sit there and cook every single day for hours at a time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the roast, put it inside of the pressure into the InstaPot, and that's it. This is one of the smaller InstaPots. There's larger versions, you know, and since it's just Kim and I, the smaller one suffices. And just, you know, use according to your needs. This one was only like $50 at Walmart. The best investment on the planet. $50 could be a couple times of you eating out somewhere, you know. Making investments, you know, it just makes life a little bit easier. Now what I'm gonna do, and I'll show you in just a second. I might bring it in just a little bit so you guys can see. That's how it fits in there beautifully, okay? Now I'm just gonna grab some onion. I don't know what this is. Chopped onion in a mix, and just pour some on top, pour some on the side so that it gets to the bottom of where the water's at. A little bit of pink Himalayan salt. You can use whatever kind of pink Himalayan salt, but just make sure it's pink Himalayan salt and it's not table salt. Morton's table salt is not the best unless you're getting sea salt, is perfect. And then some pepper, and then just shake that in there, and that's it. You guys, that's it. I've already used onion pieces, so I'm not going to use the onion powder, and I'm not going to use garlic because I don't want garlic tasting on my pork. That's just my own personal preference. If you're not doing a keto way, you know what you can do it as well. You can probably add a little bit of barbecue sauce, something sweet, something a little bit to give it a little bit of sweetness, and lather that up on there a little bit. It'll be fabulous. You can use it as a pulled pork later on. Ketchup, things that we don't use. I have a sugar-free ketchup, but that's not the flavor I'm going for right now. And that's it. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the lid on this InstaPot. And there's make sure that this is onto the vented side, onto the closed, because you want the pressure to build and cook it. I'm just gonna put the lid on, put this on this way. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug in my InstaPot. Sorry if I get too close for comfort here. Plug it in. Now it's turning on my machine. Once I turn this on, all I'm gonna do is hit meat or stew. Click that. I can adjust the time. 55 minutes. I'm actually gonna probably go 50, only because it's a thicker cut and I want it to cook better. So it's gonna take a little bit of time. If this was maybe 3 pounds or so, 30 minutes would be done. Because it's thick, I wanna keep it longer. And that's it. That's all you do. Walk away, go do your chores, go take your kids to practice, you know, come back, this will be done. So something to think about, you know, if you have the accessibility to come home for lunch, get this going before you leave for work, come home from break, and it'll be done. The beauty about these InstaPots is once it's done cooking for the allotted time that you've cooked it for, it'll turn into low and warm mode. So it'll keep it warm until you get home. Also, when it's done, in order to depressurize this and be able to open it, you're gonna have to turn the vent to vent. This little knob here, turn it to vent. When you do that, please, 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 please be careful, because if you're venting it and your hand's over here, you're gonna burn your hands with the steam. So kind of do it at an angle away from, you know, just a friendly tip. I found out the hard way, being that I had never used one, you know, and who reads the directions on the box? Anywho, right? All right, my friends, that's all it is. Took less than 10 minutes to do, prepare, and cook. Get it started anyhow. I'll take a photo of it when it's done and I'll post it on the feed there, and hope this helps. Take care. Bye. Oh, one more question, and if you want to know where you can get your broths, send me a message down below. I'll hook you up. Talk to you soon. Bye.